Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii, and in this video I'm gonna show you the most realistic cars in GTA 5 Online. Most of us probably don't have the money to buy Porsches and Lamborghinis, so luckily we have very similar versions of them we can use in GTA 5. If you go on to enjoy, drop a like, that'd be awesome, and if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop a sub so you never miss any more awesome videos like these. Turn on the notification bell too, and let's get straight into it. Alright, so on a lot of these you're gonna notice I have pretty flamboyant customization, but I'm guessing you're probably gonna want to make it look more realistic, so just know you are able to make these look very similar to the IRL version, but I didn't take the time to do that. First up is the Hakiii 4x4. It's based off of the Ford F-150. It's a very American truck. I remember seeing a lot of commercials about this on TV. When you watch football games, you're gonna get a lot of these like Ford F-150 commercials. If you're into trucks, this is gonna be truck heaven for you. It's very similar to the real version. I'll put a picture up on the screen of what it actually looks like. It looks very cool, and I definitely think you can make it look really similar with the right customization, and going off-roading and stuff is going to be a really cool time. Going off-roading with friends is actually one of the best things to do in the game nowadays. It looks a bit slimmer than I first thought in game. Maybe it's just the big F1 wheels I have on it in the gameplay, but just know it's a bit slimmer than most of the trucks in game. If you're searching for the best looking and most realistic truck in the game, this is definitely number one, I'd say. It's just a beautiful vehicle. You don't need to know much about trucks to see that. Next one is the Comet S2. This is the most obvious looking Porsche 911 out there. It looks just like the IRL version. I don't know how they managed to make this car look exactly like it, since they have to make cars a little different because of copyright type stuff. Not only is it one of the most, if not the most realistic car in the game, but it's also one of the best looking ones, I think. I'm gonna use like a 2016 term, but I think this car has a lot of swagger. Porsches in general just look amazing. They got that swagger for sure. It's got a lot of customization options, so if you're into the customizing aspect of the game as well, you're gonna love this one. And you can go for more of a race car type of look for it, or just have like a clean one like I have in the gameplay here. Either one I think looks absolutely amazing. This car can look amazing with so many different paint jobs and so many different styles. Next up we got the Baller, which is the main Range Rover SUV in the game. It's based off of several different Range Rover designs, but mainly the Range Rover Evoque. I think the real life version is a bit better. I don't think it looks as cool in the game, but it still does look realistic. But the good thing with this one is you can get it right off the street. You don't have to go and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for it, unlike probably most of the cars on this list. And there's different versions of this car as well. There's like the Baller, there's the Baller ST, there's a few more versions of this thing, but they basically look identical, all of them. It's mainly minor changes with customization features. Since we're talking mainly about the looks here, I don't think it really matters if you just get one off the street. I think that's the smart choice. I personally think this car looks best with classy colors like wine red, for example, or maybe a classy darker green. I think those type of colors look best on this type of car, although honestly it could look good with like a lime green too now that I think about it. But when I think of a Range Rover, I think of a very classy colored one. Next up we got the Hellcat D10, which is obviously based off of the Chevrolet Corvette C8. I say obviously because this thing is like almost identical to the IRL version. I wouldn't say it's 100% identical, but it's a good like 95% the same. Both the front and the back of it look like super similar to the real life version, that is, and it's got a ton of customization. And something I really like about it is you can actually color the stock wheels, which you can only do with a couple cars in game. You can't do that with most cars, and it's good that we can actually color the stock wheels since they do look pretty cool on it. And it's very easy to make it look like the real life version, especially with the liveries. You got like the stripes going down the middle. Those are some of the livery options, and you can make them look sick with those. The Hellcat is a very sleek car, and it's one of the best cars to put nice paint jobs on. They just look so freaking slick on it. It's got those edges and curves that make the paint job just look so freaking clean. For example, if you all of a sudden have a sick crew color and you're looking for a car to put it on, this would be a good option for that. And at first a lot of people mistake it with being a supercar, but it's actually a sports car. It's in the sports category. And then the next one is a supercar, and that's going to be the Nero, and the real life version is the Bugatti Chiron. The Bugatti in real life looks absolutely mean, and the stock wheels in game look amazing. I remember there being a trick back in the day to coloring the stock wheels on this thing. I don't know if you can still do that. Either way, the stock wheels look even better than the Hellcat D10. I think they look amazing. One of the best looking stock wheels in the game easily. You can definitely see the resemblance of the Nero in game and then the Bugatti Chiron. And that Chiron is literally one of the meanest looking supercars I've ever seen. And it's fairly easy to make the Nero look like a screenshot you've seen of the Chiron on Google. You just need to do a little bit of searching in the primary color and then the secondary color, and from there it's pretty easy. Mess around with the wheels a bit and then it's gonna gonna look pretty freaking similar. Next up is another almost identical car to the real life version. That's gonna be the relatively new Buffalo STX, and the real life version is the Dodge Charger 2022. Rockstar did a great job designing this one, and especially the muscle car lovers absolutely go crazy for this thing. In their eyes, this is hands down the best looking car in the game, and I gotta say it's a pretty freaking beautiful looking car. It's got a nice muscle car type engine sound to go along with it, but it's not anything that unique. I'm pretty sure a couple other cars have the same engine sound. The biggest selling point has to be the looks of it. It's one of the best in its class performance wise as well. So not only are you gonna look good driving it, but you're also gonna be competitive in races. Even though people don't typically do muscle car races, usually super sports, but if you do come across a muscle car race, this would be a solid vehicle for it. Next up is definitely the most luxurious car on this list. It is the Jubilee, and the real life version is the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This thing just screams luxury at you, especially the IRL version. Holy crap. This thing looks good in so many different colors. White can look good, and all black would look super freaking mean. It goes well with a bunch of different colors. You can make this car look good easily. It's got like 99% resemblance to the real life one. Both the front of it and the back of it look just like the Cullinan. Now the thing about this one is it's based off of an amazing car in real life, and the outside of it looks amazing, but then the interior of it looks absolutely awful. It looks nothing like what a Rolls-Royce SUV should look like. It looks like the most ordinary like 2010 SUV interior. If there is one letdown with this vehicle, that would be it. The interior is nothing like a Rolls-Royce whatsoever, like not even close, but the exterior of it is very realistic and very nice. Next up is the famous Hellfire. This car is well known, especially for muscle car lovers. It's based off a Hellcat, and I like to think of this one as like the Buffalo STX's brother. There isn't much to say about this one besides Rockstar did a great job with it. It looks extremely similar to the real Hellcat, and unlike the Jubilee, it actually has a decent interior. Not anything super crazy, but definitely better than the trash interior the Jubilee has. Next we have the Rebel GTS, which is based off of the BMW X5. It's one of the better looking SUVs in the game, and BMWs are awesome. They all have that unique BMW style, and along with that, it's also one of the most realistic SUVs, and it's very fast as well. Definitely faster than I thought when I first used it. The real X5 version does look a lot cooler. I think it looks a little less cool in game, but I guess you can say that somewhat about all these cars, but it's very easy to make it look somewhat similar to the real one. And now for some honorable mentions, we got the Astron based off of the Porsche Macan. We got the Tauros, which is obviously the Lamborghini SUV, specifically the Lamborghini Urus. We got the Granger 3600 LX, which I'm not really sure what it's based off of, but it's just a realistic SUV. And then finally the Devis C8 based off the Devel 16. And now that you know the most realistic cars in the game, click the video on screen now for the most luxurious cars you can buy in GTA 5 Online. There's some really nice cars in there, so enjoy that video, and peace.